How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video, and today I'm gonna go work on the Honda. I promised you guys I'm gonna go work on the Honda, but we're not doing that right now. I gotta get a video out to you guys, and I saw this the other day, and it just made me realize that a lot of this shit some people are buying for their cars does absolutely nothing. Even though it's advertised to do something, or we all have this mindset that all this stuff does something important to our car, a lot of the stuff that we waste our money on does absolutely jack shit to enhance our cars. So today I'm going to be giving you guys my list of 5 car mods that you guys might have that are in fact scams. Like I said, after this I am going to go work on the Honda. A big package recently came, so I gotta get some stuff ready. You guys are going to be very happy when you see it, don't worry. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive right in though with car mod number 1, cold air intakes. Let's just get this one right out of the way. Cold air intakes. Most of them are not actual cold air intakes. I'm just going to say that. Most of them are not actually sucking in cold air. I will throw in a couple photos right here, but these are 2 different things. Both claim to be cold air intakes, but one of them is actually slightly better than the other one. They still both suck. A true cold air intake is something that will siphon air from anywhere else except the engine bay. The engine bay, once everything is up to temp, and even if you just stop at a red light, the engine bay just acts like an oven. Everything is pretty much the same ambient temperature. No matter how far you are away, you're still pretty much the same ambient temperature. So unless you are steadily getting in fresh air, like my Super does with a giant hole in the front, unless you're steadily getting in fresh air like that, or you have the intake inside the fender somewhere, or just somewhere super out of the way, pretty much not in the engine bay anymore, it's not a cold air intake. It's just an aftermarket intake. Still might flow better, but it is definitely not a cold air intake. And don't even get me started about the intakes that place it right above the headers. I don't know why car manufacturers and or performance brands will make intakes that just sit it right above the exhaust manifold. My Pro Charger setup back on the 3-valve, when it was still a 3-valve, it had an intake that literally sat right in this area, right above the headers of the V8. And I thought it was so stupid that I went out of my way and built a heat shield for it. And the heat shield probably did work, but it was just like, really? Like, right above it? Now, people might say, oh, well, your air goes through an intercooler, Drew. It doesn't matter anyway. So you still don't want to be sucking in super low dense air and forcing that through. Like, you're still failing at the end of the day. So anyways, cold air intakes. Do your research. I would talk to a tuner and ask him which brands or which designs for your car actually show results, because most of them probably won't. Sorry. Next up, wings. I'm sorry. For most of us, they're not doing anything. I think I've mentioned this in the past, and other people have too. Your wing at 40 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour even, not doing much. Okay, it's not really doing much. Even if you have your wing set up improperly, it's still probably not doing anything like bad to your car. So we see a lot of people with upside down wings, we see people with backwards wings, we see people with half a wing. I mean, we see a lot of dumb shit on my channel, and the reality is it's probably not doing anything wrong for their car because they're not going fast enough to take advantage of it. But most wings need to be set up properly. Most wings, there's engineering that goes behind it to set angles at different, like, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know that I can't just slap a wing on my car and call it a day. So yeah, even though that sick $1,000 carbon fiber wing looks cool on the back of your Subaru, it's not really doing anything. It's just the hard truth. Okay, I didn't make the rules here. I wish they did do something. I wish I could put a wing on my Mustang and have it work from a standstill, because then I would put the biggest wing in the world on and make sure I have all the downforce, so if I ever launch my car, I hook every time like that. Like, if I could make the rules, I would, but I can't. So when you see a big wing out there, it's probably not doing anything. Next thing, kind of the same story. A lot of the aero stuff you'll notice just doesn't do shit, but front splitters. I'm talking about the ones that are like 6 inches long. You're not doing a whole lot. Like the one on the Subaru, it's not doing a whole lot. The diffuser on the Subaru, I think, is actually very well made. Like, the diffuser sticks under the car a few feet. That's great. That's what you want. You want it to pretty much guide the air as far back as possible. In a perfect world, or a supercar, it would be the whole length of the car. That thing pretty much, well, it is. It has a whole flat bottom, the whole length of the car. That's why at my parents' house I have a bunch of sheet metal to do the same thing to this thing, because I want that thing to be as aerodynamic as possible. But the little 6, 8-inch, maybe even 10-inch splitters that you see, like the one I have on the Subaru, not doing a whole lot. Not doing a whole lot. Looks cool, yeah. Does help, I guess, split a little bit of the air to go under, but the reason why I didn't really care about the Subaru was A, it's a daily, and 2, it already does have a flat bottom, little like splash guard, I guess, that goes underneath the engine bay. So I didn't want to remove 2 things to do the oil. So that's my reasoning behind it. I really didn't care either, but yeah, your little front splitter, you're not gaining shit from it. The best way to tell, and I'm definitely not going to go do this, is if you could stand on your front splitter, it probably is doing something. I guarantee if I go stand on that front splitter, it's going to rip right off. The diffuser, again, maybe not. Diffuser might be legit, but the front splitter, I'm not standing on that. I'm going to be missing a front bumper. All right, this next one, I have no idea what the logic is behind this. My mind is just blown every time I see some dumbass doing this shit. Seat deletes. I'm not saying deleting your seat is a scam. I'm saying when you delete the seat to remove weight, but then you buy a kit that adds weight that's using... That was a loud truck. That's using wood and carpet and all this stuff. Pretty much the same shit you deleted. And then you just put it right back in. Like, yeah, I guess it cleans it up a little bit, but if your objective was to be faster by being lighter, why would you add back in the weight that you just took out? Like, let's break this down for a second. Oh, I want to take the rear seats out of my Supra. Let's go take a look at the seats. Let's go take a look, guys. Come on. All right, if we look in here, fellas, if I want to take the rear seats out, I have to remove 2 cushions of foam. How heavy is foam, guys? Not that heavy. How heavy is the sheet metal and or the particle board and carpet that I'm going to put in its place? It's probably just as heavy as this fucking foam here. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was thinking about ripping the seats out of the Civic and just having 2 seats, but I would have lost maybe 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds. Like, I just need to lay off a couple, you know, McDonald's strips and I'd be fine. I don't need to rip the seats out of that piece of shit. And then the plastic too. The plastic weighs nothing. Like, unless you're ripping out some really heavy heated seats, it's nothing. So yeah, I mean, I guess the only argument is, oh, well, it cleans up the look of it. It looks more professional, looks more like a race car. Sure, yeah, like I get that. But I wouldn't rip it out and then put something in its place. That just makes no sense. If you want to be lighter, just rip it out. All right, the last thing, and the thing I think I've been criticizing the most on this channel recently. Like, I used to make fun of LEDs, and I used to make fun of all the other lame shit that people would do to their cars, but right now, this is the thing I'm making fun of. Carbon fiber. Stop swearing by it. It's good stuff, okay? I like my carbon. I've already talked about this. But you're not saving that much weight depending on the panel. It is doing nothing, especially the overlays. Oh my God, especially the overlays. I saw this thing where this guy on TikTok was trying to teach you how to make your wing carbon fiber by weaving carbon fiber over the plastic body. That's not making it carbon fiber. You're just choosing the hard route of wrapping it. If you want to make a real carbon fiber wing, there needs to be some sort of mold, and there needs to be no like plastic layer or whatever underneath, or else you're just putting a skin on it. All you're doing is skinning it. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that just change carbon fiber parts and then swear that they're a little bit faster because of it. It is so negligible, unless it's like, wow, this is a really nice Aston Martin pulling up right here. Carbon fiber is so negligible. Like, I've seen some panels where if you replace them, you're probably shutting off a couple pounds, but you're not going to win races based only on carbon fiber. Like, yeah, it'll do what it says, so I guess it's not technically a scam, but then again, there are some companies out there that will use a fiberglass base and then just the top layer is carbon fiber, in which case you're doing not really jack shit, because now you have fiberglass and carbon fiber. You have very slim weight reductions. It's not all something that you would want. It's a waste of money in my opinion. Really quickly, I'll show this guy's car, okay? Don't tell anyone. All right, that's enough. I think carbon fiber looks cool, but if you're relying on that specifically to win races, you're just wasting your money. The only time I really like carbon fiber is when it integrates some sort of cooling factor, so it's not only just the carbon fiber. Like, if you just get a direct OEM replacement for this hood, it's pretty much a waste. Like, yeah, the hood's probably pretty heavy, but if you got one that had some sort of cooling shit coming out of it, some vents, some heat extractors, then it makes more sense, and then I'm all for it. But yeah, just, I don't know, keep that in mind when you're shopping for your car mods. Don't just buy the cheapest shit that you see. You know, there might be a $600 carbon fiber hood, but I guarantee it's not as nice or as functional as the $1,000 carbon fiber hood or $1,500 carbon fiber hood, you know, whatever. Who cares? Anyways, I'm gonna go work on the Honda. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If I left out any scam car mods, let me know down below. Subscribe, and until next video, peace.